He's a bitter man.
Just Pugh! Hello! Alright. Has anybody else ever wondered what is it about learning to play the accordion which so often leads to homelessness? I can't work it out. A lot of people get annoyed at me, right, when my dog sniffs other dogs' bums. And that's mainly because my dog is just a finger puppet. He likes you, mate. Can anyone else remember at primary school, you know when the fire brigade came into assembly and they did a little talk about fire safety and they did that demonstration of how you could put out the chip pan fire? Remember that? That was good, wasn't it? That was useful because when I was 9 years old, I was forever deep fat frying stuff. Constantly. These days it's all Xbox and PlayStation. But when I was a kid, I was never happier than when I was in the kitchen, dicing up potatoes and cooking them in hot fat. My mum used to go mad, she used to shout down the stairs, "Josh, would you get off that bloody chip pan? You've been on it all night." "Oh, Mum, come on, one more batch." Of course, in the winter, I'd be outside, returning to lit fireworks. Is anyone drinking bottled beer? Singing. Drinking bottled beer? I've started drinking bottled beer, but I find myself, quite often, peeling the label off, which apparently is a sign of sexual frustration. But I think it just makes it a bit easier to get it up your arse. just straight up there. This is good, isn't it? Keep supporting live comedy, but also there's some great stuff on YouTube, so if you can't be arsed, thank you very much.
Hello, thank you. I'm a bit depressed tonight, so I went in the news agent today and I said, have you got the latest edition of Living with a Small Penis? He said, I'll just see if it's in. I said, yeah, that's the one. I was driving here tonight and I thought, oh, it just seems like everybody's against me. Then I realised it's a one-way street. I got pulled over by a blonde police lady. It was a fair cop. My wife said to me last night, she said, I want us to split up. I said, okay, but who are we looking for? She said, no, I'm just fed up with you, keep letting me down. He says, look at last week, you bought me those cheap tickets for Little Mix on eBay. And when I got there, it turned out to be an Irish dwarf self-help group convention. What am I going to say? I've known her a long time now. I met her first time through a dating agency. They said she was Yorkshire, so I thought she sounds like my cup of tea. We agreed to meet in an American cafe, you probably heard of it, Custer Coffee. I remembered I bought a new jacket from a fishing town up north. It was a Fleetwood Mac. I had a nasty shock when I met her though. She's described herself as a stunner. It turned out because she worked in an abattoir.
Oh, you alright? Yeah, so I bought this suit the other day. I said to the guy in the shop, I said, I'll have black, because black's very slimming. He said, Sam's eating less. and taking exercise. I was that gobsmacked to drop me pasty. Bend down, picked it up, good aerobic workout for you there, mate, yeah. So I'm not from Tamworth, or as the Romans called it, Council Overspill. I'm from a little village called Spark Hill in the central Birmingham. Yeah, we had it tough growing up. We didn't have PlayStations back then, mate. We had rickets. Didn't have mobile phones. We had casual racism. It was great, because we were really poor. And I used to do all the cleaning. We haven't got over. But it's amazing what you can achieve with the length of the hose pipe and an asthmatic brother. I'll tell you how poor we were. Above our mantelpiece, we couldn't afford a mirror. So hung up a photograph of the opposite wall. Convinced me grandma she was a vampire. At school, I was bullied horrible at school. And we had a bullying policy, but our bullying policy was if you don't want your head kicked in, give your dinner money to Fatty Johnson. Fatty Johnson. He was a great PE teacher. Oh, he's very advanced for his age. He had us warming down in the shade. I mean, he was warming down after so we have to do all his lurches. I don't know what I had to do in the showers, though. Has anyone got kids? Does anyone want another one? Oh, I've got a teenager. Oh, God. When he was young, it was great. When he was 2, it was great. So I used to say to him things like, do you know the Muffy Man, the Muffy Man, the Muffy Man? Do you know the Muffy Man who comes from Drury Lane? And he went, no. And he gets such a teenager. Oh, God, he was terrible. And I said to him the other day, I said, would you mind awfully? You'll never know what he said.
I embarked on a journey not long ago. I decided to travel by rail. My visit on board to the buffet car resulted in this sorry tale. On walking in there, I got quite a scare. From a tall man and one who was shorter. The little and large of the train sandwich bar. One who doubled up as a porter. The porter, he cried, come on, sir, inside and take all that weight off your feet. There's people you see between you and me who I'd really like you to meet. Then up jumped a big chap and gave him a slap. He said, my name's Jock and I'll give you a fight. The porter replied, sit down and be quiet, and he struck him with all of his might. Now listen you here, this is mighty queer, said an English chap who was quite dapper. Shut up, if there's fighting to do, let that fat lass help you. They say she's a bit of a slapper. That's my wife, said a thug. He's in here somewhere. That's my wife, said a thug. And he slammed down his mud. And he stood up with a bit of a sway. An ex-boxer was he. And punched him, you see. It was the gloves that gave him away. Then up went a scream at this awful scene. It was the boxer's. She's in here. The boxer's missus in fright. Ah! She spotted a ghost in the frame of the door, and it was a most awful sight. My God, said the boxer. Fucking hell, it's the boxer again. My God, said the boxer. The toff gave a gasp. And the porter stood up. The porter stood up so unselfish. He said, stand aside, I'll look after you. And the ghost said, hello, my name's Elvis. Hello, my name's Elvis.
Hello, this is my first gig in a couple of weeks, so this is going to be a little bit like sex, in that neither of us are going to get what we want out of this, and I might not last 2 minutes. My ex-girlfriend says I'm not very good at sex. She also says I should stop calling her my ex-girlfriend. She prefers wife. Yeah, she's beautiful though. She is. I know this because I've introduced her to people, and the first thing they've said is, bloody hell, mate, how have you managed this? Which tells you 2 things. I'm punching above my weight, and my grind can be a bit of a dick. She makes an effort though. Last week she got a new spray tan just because she had an appointment. You know, it's just, you know, a bit over the top for a smear test, but there you go. Oh man, we gotta understand. I know that if she's gonna do something that I want in the bedroom, I've got to do something that she wants in the bedroom. So I put up some shelves. It's not the erection I was working towards, if I'm honest. A couple of weeks ago, right, I was putting up a curtain rail because I was horny. I'm not very good at DIY, but I've made an effort. I feel I should be rewarded. She's like, come on, it's got to be worth at least a blowjob. She's maybe half a blowjob. I went, cool, I'll take the second half. Came out that fast as well, the joke. She fucking hates that. She's like, don't say that, because people are going to think I give blowjobs. I'm like, darling, we're married, nobody thinks you do that. The other week, right, I was in the other room, and I farted so loudly that she went, what? I went through and I was like, you do realise you were just responded to a fart? She's like, yeah, what difference does that make? I'm still talking to an arsehole. I watched Jurassic Park the other day. I didn't think it was very realistic. All that violence and people losing. Hey!
Ready as I can in 2 minutes, go. I've got a friend who always wanted to live on the periodic table. When he finally moved in, he was in his element. I recently removed all the guitar bits off my old U2 albums and just took the edge off. I went into a Poundland in Yorkshire. I said to the cashier, I'm looking for a man who comes in this time every day and purchases juicy fruit. The cashier said, Eba, gum. I said, yes, he does. Now, where is he? I went to the doctor. I said, doctor, I've got a really bad taste in music. He said, I'll prescribe you an alternative rock CD. I said, placebo. He said, no, it's the cure. I did an interview with 26 letters of the alphabet, and it turns out that the F hasn't turned to fundamentalist Islam yet, but the G had. There was a bit of a mix-up on the set of the new James Bond film, but during a sex scene with Moneypenny, Bond was able to ejaculate right on cue. Speaking of ejaculations, I was having a wank yesterday and I was fantasising about sight, sound, taste and smell, and then I came to my senses. Hey? Did you hear about the Mayor of Weston? He got covered in toxic waste, developed superpowers. Weston Supermare! Sinead O'Connor's just started her own dyslexic comparison website for Irish rock bands, because nothing compares you to you. My friend's got an over his crowded house addiction, but I told him listening to any Australian band is really bad for you, in excess. Every time I go to my local bank, they give you a free packet of chewing gum, Halifax, always giving you extra. Come on! I was in Asda's car park, a man tried to sell me his car's handbrake, it was on rollback, come on! I went into my local bag shop, I said to the guy in there, I want a suitcase that's full of water. He pointed and said, well, in that case...